everybody, it's TF Renegade here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we're taking a look at Transformers Age of the Primes Blast Off. Now, we're getting a lot closer to our guy Bruticus, which I'm super happy about because he is one of my favorite combiners. We have two of the Deluxes out right now, one Voyager, so we gotta wait for another Voyager and the Commander, and then we will be fully complete. But when it comes to our guy Blast Off, I definitely have some opinions about him, so let's take a closer look. So, starting off in his robot mode, we can see that Blast Off looks pretty okay. I don't think this is a perfect Blast Off or anything, but it's definitely the best one Hasbro and Takara have done in my opinion. But as you can see, it is a very similar framing structure to someone like Slingshot, like we got before with Superion, or Vortex 2. They both have a very similar way they're going to plug into the arms. I personally don't have a problem with that, but some of you guys might not like that they kind of copy and pasted it onto these guys, but again, it's not a problem with me. When it comes to the head sculpt, though, I think it looks great. I like the paint details on that. When it comes to the arms, nothing too crazy over here, just kind of mix-mashed pieces from his vehicle mode. I do have a problem with his hand, though. It's a very similar problem I had with Slingshot and such, where if you look at him straight on, it just doesn't look straight. It looks like it's facing the opposite way. And I kind of wish they had this twisted the other way with the fist right here, because to me, at least, that makes a little bit more sense. But they decided to go this way, so it just looks kind of jarring to me. And again, that could just be me, but that's just something I noticed. When it comes to the chest over here, he's got some nice paint in the middle with the Decepticon logo. The same little plugins right over here as the other guys. Nothing too crazy over here. No special paint apps on the legs. You do have a little bit of purple over here on the thrusters, and that's about it for the front. You flip him to the backside, got a nice fat Decepticon logo on his backpack. Nothing too crazy with the backpack, looks pretty good back here. His legs, he's got the little wings on the side, and he's got an extra wing on the inside. This does come separately. You do have to plug this in to the foot right inside of there, but when it is connected, you can just kind of store it on the back of his leg. But really, that's about it for his robot mode. I think it looks pretty okay. Now, when it comes to the accessories, Blast Off here only comes with two little weapons, that being the same exact blaster. They are exactly the same all throughout, as you can see. Nothing too crazy about these, but you could go ahead and stick these suckers right into there on both of his hands. It's not a tight fit or anything. I wouldn't say it's too loose, but it is kind of loose, but you can go ahead and stick them in there. You can stick them pretty much on the sides of the arms and over here and such as well, but I don't think it looks too bad. Pretty okay looking guns. So when it comes to the articulation on our guy Blast Off, he can look to the left, to the right, and all the way around if you want him to. We love that. He cannot look up in the air even though his head's on a ball joint, but if you push it back a little bit from his tab, you can get some angles on that, but it's really not supposed to do that, so you have that. When it comes to the arm, you could stick that sucker all the way out like so. We love it. It goes all the way around, no problems there. He does have a bicep rotation, an elbow bend, and he has a wrist rotation because his transformation, but I'll take it. It is a plus. When it comes to the waist, he does have a pretty tight waist rotation right inside of there. You can kick forward all the way with the leg. You can kick back all the way, and you can kick out to the side all the way. That's a good plus. He does have a thigh rotation. He has a knee bend. It's a good bend right there. And of course, he does have some ankle pivots right over here, so we can make Blast Off stand any way we please. So for comparison, we're going to start off with Thrust from Beast Wars 2. We don't really have a lot of small Decepticons, so I grabbed somebody who is at least the same size as Bumblebee so you can get a good kind of comparison with these guys. And here he is next to Vortex, who I think is the better Deluxe out of the two of them. And for some fun, here he is next to another space shuttle, being, of course, Galaxy Shuttle. And last but not least, here he is next to the behemoth himself, Studio Series 86 Megatron. And I definitely think these two look fantastic with each other. So here we have Blast Off in his space shuttle mode, and I gotta say, this thing actually looks pretty good. I actually like this more than the robot mode. I think they kind of clean the whole thing up pretty well. But I can say this much, it is boring in terms of paint. Now, I think the design is great, but they kind of put everything in the front over here, and then the rest just kind of blends together. I'm not saying that's inaccurate or anything. Hey, you guys, it's Future TF Renegade here, and really quick, it is inaccurate. Actually, I did see an image. The cartoon version has a little bit more color on it, and the toy version doesn't, so it kind of seems like they tried to do both. I personally don't think it works very well, but it is inaccurate. But I am saying if there was a little bit more paint back here, it would break up a lot of this. But everything just kind of meshes together. Like all those molded details and such just don't really catch your eye because they are just kind of muted inside of that color. So I do wish there was at least a little bit more, but it is what it is. So as you can see in the front, we got that purple paint all throughout, looks pretty good, and a huge Decepticon logo on the top, which looks fantastic. The cockpit is painted, of course, looks pretty good over there. And like I said, back here, nothing too crazy. You got some Decepticon logos on the side of the wings, and they got a darker shade of paint on the back side of the wing and more glossier paint, as you can see right there. You look at the tail fin, nothing too crazy here, just molded details and the glossy paint on the back side of that as well. You come to the back side over here, and the thrusters on the bottom are painted, but the ones on the top aren't. And I thought that was kind of weird. Like, if you're gonna paint these down here, you might as well paint these up here, because now it's just gonna look kind of goofy. But they decided not to, so it is what it is. You come to the bottom side over here, and I think they cleaned this up excellent. Nothing too crazy from the robot mode down here, just his chest there and the hands up here, but I think all in all it looks pretty good. And remember, you do have landing gear. It is inside of the chest piece. You just gotta pull that piece out there, and then you got the two little molded pieces right back here. Now, it's not a lot, but it is there if you want it. He does have some ports under here as well, so you can go ahead and take those guns from his robot mode. Go ahead and stick those suckers under there. So now if he's flying by, he can shoot the Autobots like so. So all things considered, I think he's a pretty good little space shuttle. So for vehicle comparison, here he is next to Thrust from Beast Wars 2. And I gotta say, I definitely wish we would get a new Thrust, because this guy looks amazing, but right next to each other, they don't look bad at all. And here he is next to his companion, Vortex, and I gotta say, I definitely think Vortex is the winner again in terms of his vehicle mode. And here he is with a bigger space shuttle, being Galaxy Shuttle, and as you can see, he's definitely a bigger guy compared to Blastoff, but I do prefer the look of Blastoff, but he is a bit of a small fry compared to him. And last but not least, here he is with the behemoth himself, 86 Megatron, and I gotta say, Megatron is definitely huge compared to our guy Blastoff. So what are my final thoughts on Transformers Age of the Primes Blastoff? He's okay. I mean, like, I don't think this is a bad figure by any means. I don't think if you get him, you're going to be super disappointed. But this is like eating a very bland piece of food. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It just fills you up. And he's got all the features on him to make him a good figure. He's got all the articulation. He's got some okay paint on him. I think his vehicle mode cleans up pretty good. His robot mode looks pretty good. So, I mean, he's a good figure. He's just very bland, in my opinion. And he's a piece of the puzzle. You're going to need this guy for Bruticus, and that's pretty much his role to play in this whole thing. You just need him for the bigger guy. And it sucks to say that, because these guys do look amazing on their own. But in terms of this guy, I think Vortex is definitely way better in terms of an individual figure. It kind of feels like this guy got a shorter end of the stick. But I mean, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it. I don't think he's terrible, and you'll be disappointed. But for $27, he's just a bland figure, and you just need him to complete the bigger guy. So for the collector's rating, I'm going to go ahead and give Blastoff an 8.5, because I do think this is a good figure. He has all the articulation and such, but he's just kind of bland. You know, there's nothing too amazing about him, and for his price point, you'd expect a little bit more. So, I mean, really, you truly want to get this guy to either complete your collection of the Combaticons or to just get Bruticus. I mean, that's really all you're going to need him for. So that's it for him. And for the parents rating, I'll go ahead and give him a 9. He is a pretty fun figure to transform, and his space shuttle mode looks pretty good, and I don't think kids will be too upset about him, especially if they're going to get him for Bruticus. I think they will love combining him onto the bigger skeleton whenever we get it. So I think that's pretty fair for that. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys like the content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It always means a lot to me when you do. And leave your comments down below. That's the most important part of these videos, is what you guys think. Do you guys love Blastoff? Do you hate him? Or do you just kind of feel meh about him? So go ahead and leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.